And then, so that happens, and everyone's like, okay, Notre Dame. Because, like, to this point, Notre Dame's been ranked in the playoffs since
They're
the
just letting
inception of
anybody
these
in.
rankings. 5 weeks ago, Notre Dame was in the playoffs. 5 weeks now, Notre Dame's still in the playoffs. Whatever. Like, let's get this over with, and then let's get like Tulane in 12th, James Madison and Tulane in 11, James Madison in 12th. And what the fuck do you mean they put Miami in 10th? And then single-handedly, the internet exploded, and so did college football.
And just
As
watching them pick two group of five teams for the last two spots, on top of not picking Notre Dame as number 10,
so,
was freaking hilarious.
so let's
It
get
was
this out
very
of the way.
funny.
Let's get this out of the way. Notre Dame's a better team than Miami. Like, they just are. Like, you can't watch both these two teams play and say that Notre Dame's better. But technically, by the rules that the playoff committee doesn't follow, Miami has a head-to-head win over Notre Dame. My question is, if this was always the end goal, why the hell is Notre Dame been ahead of Miami since like week 10? Like literally a month and
Because
a half
Miami,
ago.
we've been talking about it too, about like Miami fans are probably like, oh, we have the head to head, like why are we not ranked above them? Well, you got what you wanted in the
Did we
end.
Yeah.
not did we not when the first rankings come out say that they're going to switch this at the end and it's going to be like
I
chaotic?
think we did. Was it when we
Because
talked about like with your dad about like why do we like Notre Dame sometimes?
yeah,
Like,
okay,
uh,
because God, this is so stupid. So because the playoff committee doesn't follow their own rules.
no, never.
We have had this set of rules. I don't know what the fix is. It's not going back to an algorithm like the BCS. I actually do know what the fix is. Get a whole new committee. These guys can't do their jobs right. And they haven't been able to do their jobs right. And we've been dealing with this same shit since the 14 playoff. Like I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm like, I don't feel bad for Notre Dame, but like they should have been in the playoffs over Miami. They're a better team,
Yeah.
but this wouldn't have mattered if Miami had just been ahead of Notre Dame in the first playoff rankings, like everyone
And
thought
no
they
one would have
would
been
have
like
been.
upset. Oh, and that
No,
being said, we are talking about the Notre Dame tantrum. In
God, it's been
news,
ridiculous.
Notre Dame
Yeah,
is
it's been
not going to a
crazy.
bowl game this year.
And you know what the
They
most
just opted
ridiculous
out.
news? You know what the most ridiculous news to come out of this is?
Oh,
Notre Dame's AD, while throwing the biggest temper tantrum known to mankind and pretty much burning every bridge that they have with the ACC, leaked to the press that Notre Dame next year is going to get a spot in the playoffs if they are top 12. Like an auto bid. Notre Dame
interesting.
is locked into the playoffs next year if they are in the top 12, which is ridiculous. A team has a
Already?
provision. No, it apparently last year Notre Dame signed a provision that said that if they were in the top 12 starting in 2026, the playoff committee has to put them in. And the playoff committee signed it too. So next year, if Notre Dame's in the top 12, they're in the playoffs no matter what the fuck happens
Why would the playoff committee sign?
because they're stupid.
Yeah,
This is frustrating.
Yes. And
I
now
want them to
yeah,
be
that makes
13th.
no sense.
I want them to be 13th
well, that's
next
what I
year.
think is going to happen regardless. I think
Yeah,
regardless
They just will never
regardless of
rank them
what
in the top 12.
yeah, I think that's what's going to
Yeah.
end up happening.
I mean,
But
Notre Dame just kind of bit themselves, like shot themselves in the foot with that one, just because like they're not gonna they're not gonna want to uphold that agreement, and so they're
and,
never
and you
being
know
in the
what? And
top
you know what's
12 ever
fun?
again.
You know what happened when Georgia and FSU both got snubbed out of their bowl game in the 14 playoff in the last year of it? They played the bowl game and then Georgia came out with a point to prove. Like you play the games ahead of you. I don't know Notre Dame. Maybe join a conference and don't play a cupcake schedule full of nobodies and then lose to the two. Notre Dame played three real teams this year and lost to two of them. Like I'm
And one
sorry,
of them is
but
now
you
in the playoffs.
two of them are. Both the teams they lost to were in the playoffs. But like you can't complain when half your schedule is against teams that don't have winning records or group of five service academies. Like and Notre Dame's schedule next year is 10 times easier than it is this year. Like Notre Dame's going to go undefeated during the regular season next year because they don't play anybody. And I think this was I think this was the first time the committee has ever like pretty much fully told Notre Dame to like shape up and get in a conference. Because if Notre Dame was in a conference, they're probably in the playoffs. Like
Probably
this
because then you have like games of note to compare
yes, Notre
to
Dame's schedule.
anybody
Okay,
else.
hold on. Notre Dame's schedule this year. I'm just gonna go through it. You can tell me if I'm being too harsh on them by saying that they didn't play anyone or not. But here's what Notre Dame had, with except for the first 2 weeks, which was Miami and Texas A&M, who are both playoff teams. Okay, Purdue, who won 2 games, Arkansas, who won 2 games, Boise State, who won 8 games and is a group of 5 team, NC State, who won 7 games, USC, who's actually pretty good, Boston College, who won 2 games, Navy, who's a group of 5 team, Pitt, who's fine, but like lost, I think, 4 or 5 games this year, Syracuse, who won 3 games, and Stanford, who won 4 games. Like, what are we doing? Like, realistically, what are we doing with this scheduling? And it's not going to change because they're not going to join a conference.
Country.
It's
We're not gonna
it's
ever
ridiculous.
never forget when they were ranked and they were 0-2 in week freaking
Yeah,
4.
that was crazy.
God,
But
it's
now
so
they didn't make the
stupid.
playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah.
This whole thing is
All of that
ridiculous, and it's going to
frustration
kill the bowl
boils down into
system.
Notre Dame not being in the playoffs.
Because there's been like 10 teams that have opted out of bowl games this year, and it's like, I love bowl games, and like they're going to get systematically killed. The Birmingham Bowl is like the Birmingham Bowl was in disarray this year because everyone that they were trying to get kept opting out or was going to other bowls because Notre Dame threw a hissy fit and went out of being in the Pop-Tarts Bowl against BYU. So now we get like things like the Birmingham Bowl, which is like 6-6 Georgia Southern against like 5-7 App State.